Good evening, my fellow wine lovers, and welcome to the wine review. I'm Ryan, a wine guy, bringing you another wine of the world. This one actually coming from California, from the Lodi region. It is Plungerhead from formerly the Other Guy Wines, now Three Badge. Three Badge, I think, an analogy is what they're now called. But as I said, formerly the Other Guy's Wine, but now Three Badge. And it is the Plungerhead Zinfandel. They have a Cabernet as well, but this is what the bottle looks like. 2013 Old Vine Zinfandel. Out of Napa, coming in at 14.5% alcohol. Price range, I'm trying to remember because I got it on sale. I believe I got it on sale for $10.99. So I believe it's a you're looking at around an average of $15-20 of a wine. I think average is around 13, so 10 to 13 average on sale, but maybe 15 to 20 depending on where you live. I'm going to read the back for you because it kind of gets into how it was made. It says, "Hey Zork, Dork is back. Eddie, my man. I'm not the kind of guy who holds a grudge, so when I got back to the office, I just laughed along with everyone else. Of course I had thought it was just another practical joke. I kept telling myself, the guy's face on the front label didn't resemble me at all, and my legs really didn't look half bad. After all, they did sort of name this wine after me, and that's Eddie Plungerhead. So Plungerhead. I will read you all the tasting notes off of the website, though. It says, a plush deep purple hue and color, this Lodi Zinfandel comes with enticing aromas of dried cherry, sweet blackberry, Tahitian vanilla, brown sugar, toasted walnut, and violets. Complex layered flavors start with bright pink cherry, black currants, blackberry cobbler, molasses, and Mexican hot chocolate. On the finish, rich notes of nutmeg, dried sweetened blueberry, and sandalwood linger on the palate. The winemaker's notes. An ideal growing season for Zinfandel in Lodi, 2003 provided a long, warm season with just the right amount of sunlight and heat to allow the grapes to ripen, unlike anything the industry has seen in decades. The payoff was rich and concentrated blackberry fruit with hints of spice and layers of depth in the mid-palate. To intensify the color and provide subtle blueberry notes, a small amount of Petite Syrah is added from both Lodi and Clarksburg. A splash of dry Creek Valley Zinfandel and Primitivo from Sonoma provided further complexity. To round out the blend, a touch of Napa Valley Petit Verdot was added to provide supplementary depth and structure. So as you can see, it is technically a blend, although Zinfandel is the main component. So they do just add some of those others to kind of bring out flavor. Here is what it looks like in the glass. So, definitely very dark. Definitely a nice, you do sort of get that purplish in there with just I would say, it is, it might be hard to see with this coloring, but it is more of a purple to really dark in the middle. And I've had this open a while, so hopefully the aroma should really start to stand out. So let's see what it's doing on the nose. lovely cherries, lovely blackberries, and those blueberries. Kind of like a little cobbler. I even believe that's even what it said in there. Yeah, blackberry cobbler. And then that's even more on the more on the finish, I believe, more on the palate. So what else is on here? Huge spices. I would say there's a little bit of kind of like a pepperness on it. Maybe that's the black currant. You do sort of get a sweetness, like maybe that touch of brown sugar. Kind of like a light molasses. I do really feel that toasted walnut on there. Those some slight floral notes of the violets. I mean, it says Tahitian vanilla. I'm not sure what Tahitian vanilla really smells like. I'm not so much getting really a vanilla on the nose. But I am getting a lot of those big other ones that they were talking about. Alright, well, here's the palette. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Definitely the cherry note is the thing that stands out first. Just ripe, juicy black cherry. It kind of does start to mellow out into a blackberry, sort of that cobbler taste, that like pie filling, so that blackberry cobbler. A little bit of sweetness on there, like that molasses. Coming in the back, kind of that nutmeg, maybe like the little chalkiness in the back with that nutmeg. And it's really warm going down. It says Mexican hot chocolate. I'm not really tasting hot chocolate, but I am sort of getting that kind of sensation as if you were drinking a hot chocolate on a cold winter day. And you're drinking the hot chocolate and how it just melts in your mouth, down your throat. You just get that warm sensation going down. That's what I get. I definitely get this warm sensation going down. It is just making me feel very, very comfortable. I mean, this would definitely be a wine to drink on a very cold winter day, or like a rainy. It doesn't have to be like freezing outside, but I would say like a dreary day, a wintry day. Anything below 40, this would be perfect for. Sort of now, sort of finishing with this kind of wood. Yeah, sandalwood. I guess I didn't pick up on that before when I was drinking this earlier, but I think, I never really knew sandalwood, so that's why I always like to read the tasting notes so I can get an idea of anything that I'm not familiar with, like brown sugar. Don't usually get that, or molasses. Sometimes I don't really pick up on that in wines. I'm not really sure to look for that. Now that I know to look for that, I should be able to hit it on the spot from now on. So I am sort of getting this woodsy finish. Nothing major though. It's really hint. Just a really light hint of wood, kind of that light hint of earth, way in the very, very, very lingering finish. So it's nothing that's really starts off earth, doesn't start off woods, just kind of gives you that woodsy finish at the end. It is good. It is good. I love the berries in here. I love that cherry. I love that blackberry. I love that blueberry. I sort of love the sweetness, even though it's not a sweet wine. So I love that molasses. I love that sort of nutmeg in the back. I love the smooth feeling that it goes down like Mexican hot chocolate. I love the nose, as I pointed out, with those cherries, blackberry, um, and huge spices, and those light floral notes. And it's a 2013, so we're entering 2017. So this is pushing on a 4-year vintage, which for Zinfandel, you don't really usually age Zinfandel. You might go 5 years. So I think this is at its prime. I had originally given this 4 stars out of 5, but now that I've let it opened up a little, and am now really able to appreciate more of the flavors of this wine that have now erupted, I think I'm going to give this a 4.5 out of 5 now. I mean, it's at its prime. You could play with it, see what it does in another year or two. But I mean, I think they'll be out with a 14 or a 15 vintage very soon. So I wouldn't really want to say, hey, sit this down another 5 years. I would say, if not the end of this year, by the end of next year, maybe even in 2019. But I would say it doesn't need another 5 years on it. I would say 3 at the max, but I would say 1 to 3 more years. You can try this. Maybe it will be like just spectacular. I kind of, why it's not getting a full 5 out of 5 is I kind of feel I do sort of like more spice in my Zinfandel. I like there to be more mouth-warming. I mean, this is pretty mouth-warming, so don't get me wrong. Or I guess I should say it's heart-warming. But I like there to be more sort of spice and more sort of a little bit grip in Zinfandels. This is kind of has a sweetness to it, even though it's not a sweet wine. It has a sweet aspect to it, which is good. But I would like to see more spiciness. But still a very good wine. Still just makes me feel great about life. So I am bumping this up. I have to go back to my Vivino account and update now that it's been open for a bit. 4.5 stars out of 5. This is the Plungerhead Old Vine Zinfandel. Here is the bottle one more time. A very popular sell right now. And as I said, they have a Cabernet Sauvignon that looks exactly like this, only it's a green Plungerhead. And I believe they have a couple other upper-end brands. So, with that, it's been great reviewing great wines for you. I picked up some more today, so I have a lot of good wines that I hope to review for you all in the coming weeks. Ventured down, got a couple French and an Italian wine, and I've also got a New Zealand Pinot Noir. I've got a California Pinot Noir as well, along with a California Cab and a Spanish wine. And I believe there might be a couple others that I'm not thinking of right now, because I mean I've got I think a whole case worth of wine. I think I got like I think I got 10 wines, so not almost a full case. I got 10 different wines to review for you all coming up, plus 1 white wine. So I look forward to that. Well, until next time, everyone, I am Ryan the Wine Guy, and cheers.